Hey everybody, and welcome back. My name is Sue and I'm from OML Embroidery, and today we're going to do something really cool, and I'm going to introduce you to the best applique backing ever, and I'm going to show you why. And it's pretty fascinating. So this is a design that I pieced on the sewing machine. It is from Missouri Star. It is a quilt kit, and I absolutely love it. The cat and the bat are Accuquilt dies, but you could easily do them on any cutter if you don't have this die. They just kind of happen to be my favorite. I just think they're really cute, and it's the perfect size for this. I also cut the circles with my Accuquilt, so they're not quite the same size. Now, I did the circles first because they were easy to place. When this was a square, it was easy to find the middle and place them. And I did iron them on with heat and bond. So I want to show you what heat and bond, I mean, you can't really see it, but see how stiff that is? It stays up, and you can kind of, makes a noise when it's stitching. And look at the cat. He's nice and soft. It's really soft. Like, there's a big difference. If I try to bend this one, I can make a crease quite nicely, and it stays there. So that's, first of all, that's the difference. So nice, soft, it's beautiful, and it's sticky. So it's called Fuse and Stick, and this is the one I have from Dime. And I was like, wow, okay. So what you do is that you fuse the fabric to it, and then, just like you do with heat and bond, not a big deal. And then when you're ready to put the applique down, you peel it off. And I don't know if you guys can see how shiny it is, but it's sticky. So that makes perfect appliques in my book. The fabric is nice and flat. This is nice and sticky, so you can get around these tricky lines. And it's repositionable, so you can really get accurate placements for pre-cut. And this has made all the difference. I am not having any issues. Again, like I said, it's really soft. So this design, the original design, had some different kind of bats, bigger ones placed, just nicely. And I thought I would just, throw a little Sue into it. So we did cat, bat, cat, and I may add another bat. And then we've got the last one. So I thought we could add a couple of bats to it, and I can show you exactly how to do that. Make sure you don't have any of it underneath. I almost did that once and it was not cool. And now we're going to scan again. So yeah, and then I'm sure it's right this time. It doesn't have to be perfectly centered, but it does have to have your design in the middle, able to stitch. It will tell you if you move the design too much. It will tell you that you need a bigger hoop. Wow, look at that. Do you see that, Don?
That's perfect.
Pretty close.
Wow.
I'm going to zoom in a bit. It's slightly off, so let's close this. We're going to go to edit. We don't need to worry about rotate because, it's a circle. And I'm going to move it down a little bit. Now, like I said, it is going to be slightly off, although this one looks pretty good. Let's scroll over. It's slightly off on the outside, so they were all the same. Yeah, top and bottom's great. The outside's a little bit off. So that looks pretty good to me. I kind of like it, top and bottom. It's as good as I can get it. So let's go into embroidery, and I'm going to change my thread to white because I really don't want a black outline. So if you were doing this in a different order, what I mean by that is if you did the quilt top and then added this. If you go through Embrilliance, it will add in the special Brother color for applique. And this is really convenient because you can send it to your cutter machine and it recognizes that as the placement, the outside. So you can see it right here. And it's an orangey color. So that's the one you need. You don't need to worry about the stitches. So if you wanted to send it directly to your cutter, if you have a DX 325, then that will be recognized. And it just saves you a little bit of time. And I think it's awesome. But I already have mine cut. So let's go ahead and stitch this one out. And I mean, I don't really have to do this outside line, but this is the one that I was talking about that you could send to your cutter. So, I mean, otherwise I think this would be really difficult to do because it's already stitched down. And I wasn't going to attempt it on the sewing machine because I'm not that good. So this is a much better solution for me. And now we're just going to do a quick like blanket stitch on it. And it looks good. I was thinking I should have used like glow in the dark thread. I thought that would look really cool, but you know what? Nah. I don't think I have any. So just white or off-white is fine. Now for the cat and bat, it's the same thing. We're doing bat on this one. It's the same thing. It does an outline, but this time we're going to place it and then stitch it down, and I'll show you how great the fusion stick is. Makes all the difference, especially with Accuquilt dies, because sometimes they get a little bit tricky to place. They can cut, the Accuquilt dies can cut you know, fine details and stuff, but it gets really hard to place it on the embroidery machine. So, wasn't that easy? I like that. So now my moon, my Scully moon, is stitched down, and it looks pretty good. Again, it is a little bit off on the sides, but you really can't see it, so I'm not worried about it. And we're going to hear happy music. Ready? Do, do, do. And we're going to go out and we're going to delete this. And we're going to go to memory and then wireless memory. And I'm going to pick my bat. And let's go up to edit. And we really want to rotate this guy. Yeah, there we go. So then we need to figure out where exactly we want it. So I think I want something like this, kind of at an angle a little bit. And I'm going to have to rehoop for the next one. So that's my guess there. However, we do need to scan again, just to make sure. So let me move my guy. Scan. And it just takes a second to scan. So we can figure out our placement. I kind of know what I want for it. So we'll see. It only takes a second and it just makes it so much easier. It's awesome. So there we go. And see, I really don't want the bat right there. So we're going to move it a little bit. Isn't that cool that it shows up so well? Now I did rotate, so now I'm going to move. And I kind of want them still over the moon, as they say. Let's get it as far into this corner as we can. Or we can do opposite corner, but yeah, this one's good enough. Now you don't have to worry about the red box, but you do have to worry about the stitches for it. So I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna, while the outline is stitching out, I'm gonna peel my bat. which may or may not sound the greatest, but I kind of have a little bit of trouble with it. But I got it. There we go. So that's easy peasy. So then, here we go. This is sticky. Can you hear how sticky it is? It's not dramatically sticky, but oh, it makes a big difference. So I'm trying to place it right on the line. And you can see even with this one, it's not very intricate. When I put it down, see it's off a little bit there. And that's because, first of all, don't squish your corners. But that's because of the fabric. So I can get it exactly where I want. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But then I can move it if I need to. So he needs to be kind of pulled this way a little bit. And get it as close as you can. I found without using the sticky stuff that you would get everything placed and it would move slightly. And that would not make it accurate. So isn't that good? I think that's good. But if you wanted to, you could take the whole thing off again. See? Take the whole thing off again and fix up a part. So it enables you to get perfect placement. And I like that. And nothing's going to move away, which is equally as awesome. So once you get it all on there, push and stitch. I love the fabric of the bat is the same fabric as the moon, just different colors. So none of these corners are going to pop up and get stuck. It's all stuck down enough to make it good. I love this stuff. I'm seriously going to use it for any fancy appliques that I need detail work done. Or anything pre-cut, I think. Doesn't he look good? Yeah, Accuquilt does have some embroidery designs of the bats and the cats with faces and different cute things, but I just wanted like a shadow kind of thing, a silhouette. I don't want to take away from the rest of the quilt. Oh, I love how that bat turned out. Isn't that cool? And happy music. Okay, that really did not take long from start to finish for the placement. It's really cool. So we can leave it at one bat, or all we have to do is reposition the hoop, and I'm gonna just slide it out for this one because I always pretty much hit the cameras with it. And I'm gonna figure out here where I want the second bat, and he is something like this, maybe. Something like that. Yeah, I think that'll look good. Kind of like same but opposite. And I just kind of generally just hold it, and we want that in the middle. So I use my fingers to show me the edge of the hoop, and that should do. The nice thing about this is the bats don't have to be, you know, flying straight or anything like that. If they're a little bit off, it's going to look even better. So then move it up. And I think I moved everything, but that's okay. It will. Yeah, wow, I'm really off. Make sure when you use these hoops that you match them up top to bottom. I was off on my placement by a lot. So I'm going to go to layout, and I'm going to click on the rotate because it has the rotate and the move. And I know I'm going to do both. So I do want to, whoop, patterns out of the red line. Okay, sorry. We'll move it up a little bit. There, now we can rotate it. So that might be a little too much, so we'll back it off a little bit. Yeah, I think that's kind of how I wanted it. And if you want, you can, you know, place your bat down just to kind of get the idea of how you wanted it. So I kind of want it like that. So that should be okay. We're going to have to obviously refine it when we do a scan. So let's go ahead and do that now. Scan. Yes, thank you. Look how precisely I placed the cat's feet at the top.
It's pretty close.
Right on the line.
Yep.
Okay, so, hey, that's pretty good, isn't it? That's pretty close to what I wanted. So let's close. Yeah, that's pretty close. Maybe rotate a little bit. And you can, and go down a little bit. You can play around with it as much as you want. You can clearly see the background and you can clearly see the bat. So it's kind of cool that way. A little bit over, a little bit onto the moon. Yeah, I think that's going to look good. So that's it. Let's stitch the placement line. And while that's stitching, I am going to get my second bat ready. Now the nice thing is if you know, put a couple of bats and a couple of decorations on it and you think you want to do more, just hang it up and you can watch it and then just hoop it again and do some more. All right, peeling my bat. And what I'm going to do is move this a little bit closer to me so we can see it better. And right on the line, just right close as you can get. That's pretty good. That is a little bit off. Come on, Betty. Betty Bat, maybe. And then the rest just kind of falls into place. Look at that. Now we do want that corner. I had a hard time with it, so, but I don't think it's gonna show too much. So there we go. Beautiful bat. Don't forget to put your hoop in. And that looks perfect. I like it. So let's do the outside stitching. And we've decorated our moon and we've stitched out a couple of bats that are perfectly positioned and nobody would know that you put the bats on after everything, which is cool. I wish I had done it for the circles, but for the moons, but that's okay. I think this is an awesome quilt and I think this is gonna look great. It was actually a lot of fun other than the beginning of it. I made mistakes and I had to pick a lot of it out. It took me a whole day to pick out everything. But I learned, so I'm not gonna complain. I learned. So, happy music in just a minute, and then we're going to go back to the desk so we can take a really good look at it. There's the happy music. Alright, so very carefully take the top part of your hoop off, and then we can take our, bobbin. And back to the desk, Don. So, this is what we just did. Doesn't that look great?
It looks perfect.
It is perfect. And there's no, like, it's perfectly done here. My cat, I think that cat needs a bat, but maybe not. We'll have to see. So if you ever want to add cut designs, pre-cut designs to your quilts. It's how to do it. Give it a quick scan. Make sure you have fuse and stick, because this to me makes all the difference. And that didn't take long at all. I love this. I love this. I can't wait to get quilting it for sure. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys like this demonstration using Accuquilt dies, using a dime fuse and stick, and this gorgeous wall hanging. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!